Alright, so how y'all doing, boys? Hope you're doing well now today. Today we have the brand new stages of Tower of Trials that just released with the global 1.5 anniversary now. If you guys aren't familiar with Tower of Trials, basically these are stages. We have had, patch notes released about them, altering this, so stuff could very well change, but basically stages, one-time rewards from each one, and they all have their own secret little gimmicks that we have to get around, but there we go. So the new stage, here we go, stages 7, 8, and 9 we have here. So 400 anvils and 3 tier 5 awakening SSR equipments, which is super nice. Anvils will be big help to some players. 5 SSR pendants and 5 card packs, which I have just acquired. I did just do these off camera. And I will be opening them in these videos here now. These ones especially are super hard to get, and if you get any of these SSR characters up here, you are so lucky. This Merlin especially. This Merlin is the greatest artifact in the game at the moment. That much attack and HP is just absolutely insane, but there we go. And on the final stage, we also get another 5 card packs here, along with these Super Awakening coins, which is helpful, but these monster card packs can be grinded from the boss battle stages on half stamina, which I'd highly recommend doing, but here we go, and it is the only pack where you can get the UR card, which is Cluximus. Now, surprisingly has even lower rates than some of the festival units, which is just crazy to think. I've opened easily over 100 of these packs and still haven't got him. The only one I am missing still is the Fairy Captain, so have everyone down here, but here we go. No more talking, let's jump right into the first one now. This Golgia stage is a lot easier and a lot less, picky with the units they want you to use now. I'd highly advise just using whatever you reckon your best team is. I mean, the gimmick isn't that crazy, so basically every time you get attacked by one of the enemies, it applies a corrosion effect, and if you guys don't know what corrosion does, it does a set amount of HP every, passing turn. So I believe it's 60, 70, or 80% of your HP, but we'll quickly just full send our cards here and we'll have a look at it. So as you can see, enemies are super squishy as well, and can probably proc revive on both of the sides too right off the bat. They do, of course, both the side characters and Golgias have a revive mechanic. They only get back like 20% health, but the Golgias go straight back to full. But as you can see, when getting attacked here, we have the corrosion effect applied on us, and they are grey debuffs, so they can't be removed either. There we go, full send on Merlin there. So yeah, we'll check out these AoEs. We do, of course, have the boss room seat. Main reason I've really got him here, but there we go. So as Saria hasn't been attacked, he hasn't got any of those debuffs, so you'll see he'll basically be full health at the end of this next turn. But throw these Merlin cards out. I probably should have saved the single target. In all honesty, he's pretty low here. Merlin's single target card is just absolutely crazy. The power strike that just ignores resistance is absolutely crazy. But there you see the Sigurd Merlin took absolutely crazy amounts of damage, but actually losing the Sigurd as well there, which is unfortunate. His ultimate as well does a pretty crazy amount of damage now. I mean, it's definitely not the hardest fight. I mean, if you do end up failing to do it. Definitely just a stage, you can rerun at a later date. I mean, they do only cost 10 stamina, so kind of just keep trying, do what works best. I mean, there is no real definitive best unit for this stage. It's fairly easy done, but there you go. Sorry, I just wiped him there. And there we go, as you can see, because I've already done this stage before, no extra rewards, just the keys as one of the daily ones. But getting into this next stage, now there is actually 2 teams you can use for this next stage. This one's definitely a tiny bit harder than the stage 7 now. If you guys have done this before, some of these stages can be extremely hard and picky with the units. This stage 3, you're only allowed to use SR characters when it's so painful, but here we go, getting onto the Ruin stage, and let me quickly build up the free-to-play team for you. Here we go, and this is the team you'd want to use if you were free to play now. Escanor, of course, has been given out countless times throughout events and whatnot. Same with the Arthur. I do believe he was alongside Goddess Liz when she dropped. The Barn is a coin shop unit, so you can buy him for your 5 or 7 coins, whether or not he's on discount, and the SR Elizabeth is an SR unit, so you'll have plenty of those. But really just using the Barn passive, so every turn that goes by that he doesn't get hit, he decreases all enemies' HP related stats by 10%, and that goes up to 5 times. So when building out this team, you really just want to make sure your Barn has the highest HP. The boss, usually likes to target the person with the lowest HP, so whether that's Arthur or Escanor, it doesn't really matter. But basically, just want to move cards around until you get to, your Escanor or Arthur ultimate, throw that off, and then 1 tap. I will show, of course, the fight in a little bit more detail, but just wanted to talk about that team a little bit here, and I will, of course, explain further when we actually get into the run. But here we go, this is the team I'm going to be using here now. Jumping straight into it, so the whole gimmick of this fight is the boss has extremely high defense and all their substats in that category, and if you don't kill them in, one turn or one card, should I say, they instantly go back to full health. So really kind of just stalling out and throwing off ultimates in this one. Really don't have to worry about taking a whole lot of damage either. I mean, as you'll see when we get attacked here, that's also really nice card draw for us. We just take 0 damage, so don't really have to worry about that one. The Ruin can do a little bit of damage sometimes. If you get really unlucky, his ultimate does quite a lot compared to the rest of the single target cards, but as you can see, Sariel's taking absolutely 0 damage. But so yeah, what do we want to do? So with whether or not we're using this Escanor team or the other Escanor, kind of just merging cards until we get that ultimate. Now, this Escanor, of course, will get debuff immunity on his 3rd turn, so we can utilize that to throw off his ultimate, or, I mean, if you're using the King as well, if you, say, get super lucky on this 1st turn, you can just cleanse and throw off the ultimate there, basically just to remove the attack debuff. But if you're using the Green Escanor, of course, whenever you have ultimate gauge, you get debuff immunity, so rushing that ultimate, you can instantly just throw it off into anyone, but kind of want to wait probably until like turn 2 or 3 in order to throw off that Escanor, just to weaken them a tiny bit. Now, if we hop over to the Ruin here, you'll see he's extremely tanky. There we go, 501,000 HP, which you can remove half that alone with the Balm passive, but here we go, we'll cleanse here, and yeah, I guess we'll just throw this off, and why not, we'll just throw off this card as well. But as you can see, we should be able to get a kill, and hopefully the death effect applies to the guy on the right. I do believe if everyone dies, he gets a massive damage buff, which, yeah, is exactly what we didn't want. And as you can see, Escanor throwing that off straight back to full health. So if Escanor does go for... yeah, as you can see, we actually do take a tiny bit of damage. I mean, he does do less if you don't kill him, but it's not something you should have to worry about a ton. And, I mean, the fact we are stunned is once again alright, because we can just merge cards for these next 2 turns, but these side guys don't have, the... there we go. They don't have the revive mechanic like Ruin does in the middle, but yeah, regardless of where your death effect goes, you should be alright. The stage definitely is a lot harder than that first one, though. You can struggle, and like I said before, you can just keep on retrying. I mean, Tower of Trials is something you're going to get done eventually, so there we go. Don't think we can actually kill with any of these Escanor cards, but I'm just going to chuck these off for the time being. I mean, if you like as well, you could really use any units for this team. I mean, as well, you could use the Green Gotha in the middle and just wait for when, Escanor gets his debuff immunity turns. If you, say, have one of these like single target cards rank 3, you probably could also one-tap one beside people. Might just be a tiny bit faster, but there we go. Losing the Sariel there, not too big a deal. There we go. And the ultimate, we should easily get the crit on this guy, and death effect will move on to our next opponent. Yeah, no, I'm definitely glad they made this stage. It's just a tiny bit easier, and a lot less picky with the teams they want you to use, but there we go, and let's get on to the next boss. Here we go, and on to our final boss fight. Now, we are going to be using Lost Vein for this one. If you have, any other, let's say you don't have Lost Vein, and you have maybe like a 6/6 Blue King, just any other hard-hitting AoE ultimate character, by all means use them, but I'm going to be using Jericho for a passive just to boost the red ally damage for the Lost Vein. Using Fraudulent's passive, if you don't know what he does, basically whenever he dies, removes all debuffs, max heals everyone, and gives everyone full ultimate gauge. Also using the Death Pierce for the extra crit damage there, but if I did have a level 1 Fraudulent, he would die turn 1, but that's right, it gives me a little bit of time to explain, but okay, so how does this gimmick work? Basically, you need to attack. You can only deal damage if you attack 3 times in a turn with the one character. So, and only the 3rd attack does damage. So, let's say I use these 2 Jericho cards here, and then use the Lost Vein card. None of those attacks will do damage, but let's say I use these 2 Jericho cards here, and then this 3rd one. This 3rd card will actually do damage. So, it's definitely not like, when you see us attack, none of the, enemies are super strong, but definitely not a hard gimmick to pick out, but we'll actually throw these out here to get that shown. But one thing as well, if you do end up drawing any extra Fraudulent cards, make sure to hold on to them. That way, when we have him die, there is room for the ultimate to come in due to the card draw, and try and make sure the unit you're ulting with is on the far left. That way their ultimate is prioritized when the, card draw comes in. But there we go. Keeps attacking Jericho here. Please attack Fraudulent at least once, so that way we can have him die. And an AoE attack. There we go, sweet. So Fraudulent does die, and as you'll see here, both full health, and we will get our ultimate gauge. Oh no, so it's just the ultimate gauge. That's alright. The Elizabeth's the one I'm confusing with. They just go full health, but there we go. So pulling in the ultimate here, and we'll use these 2 Meliodas cards and then the ultimate, and that'll be done. So once again, not the hardest stages. The stage 8 was definitely the hardest one they added, but should be alright. None of them that have really compared to some of like I think it was stage 2, 3, and 4, which is absolutely insane. But there you go, 1 million damage. But there you have it, all the brand new 3 Tower of Trials stages done. I mean, definitely, definitely not the hardest of content ever. I mean, it is growing on me. When this, this version of Tower of Trials released, I was definitely against it. The fact that I knew they were, removing the old version was definitely sad, but definitely good rewards. And I have heard they did speak a tiny bit on, maybe having this reset in the future. Like, they are still working on touching this up, and they're also working on touching up the training cave, potentially getting like a 4th difficulty. But there we go. And I promised as well I would open these card packs now. Do I reckon we'll get anything good in this video? I highly doubt it, but might as well. I mean, if I get anything that wasn't even a dupe, I'd be surprised. I mean, oh look, there you go, new Jericho. I do think she can actually be used for the Belmoth one, like the Belmoth artifact boost, but there we go, Holy Knight Jude. I do in fact need the, it's not Marmus, but not Elione either. The guy with like the batons, what is he? I can't really remember his name, but highly doubt we'll get anything from these monster ones. I've opened way too many. Oh, there you go, new Gara. Speaking you shall receive, but yeah, have pretty much everyone else here, but there we go. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I thought it was an SSR then. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hope you know this, helps you build teams or whatnot if you've been struggling with those stages. But please hit that like button, subscribe, really means a lot to me, and I'll see you guys for some more Grand Cross content.